Yes. What is going on, everybody? This is Scrampunks episode 42. It's only three of us in here because Nethos is somewhere making biscuit dough pizza.
Biscuit dough.
Biscuit dough pizza. Yeah. And instead of tomato paste, he's using ketchup.
Yeah, exactly.
But y'all, listen. The panel was here. I'm here. And we're about to talk about these gaming topics. There's actually some things to talk about. We were, we was on a 2-week hiatus because I had to work. My schedule was kind of crazy the last couple of weeks, but we're back now. So, MM2K.
Yes, sir.
How you doing, buddy? Besides making anti-Xbox videos,
my anti-X. You know what? This is very therapeutic, Dirk. You know what I'm saying? I got like 84 channels, 5 podcasts, 17 streams. I'm seeing it's in 80 different languages and shit. And I'm getting this off my chest about Phil. So we had a real good. Well, you was with me. I called you in the last minute, and I appreciate you joining me, man. We did that thing with Knox on
that
Xbox,
was fun. That was
Xbox
fun.
channel.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, we did that, and then I said, "Well, fuck it, let's do something on my stream." So I got him on my Twitch channel last night, and then I'm doing a special show with Will from Xbox Uncut.
Okay.
Tomorrow, so we're kicking Phil's back in. I feel good, man. I feel good.
Oh man. Damn, man.
Let me stop, man. It is, it is what it is.
No, that's good stuff. That's good stuff. Snow Bunny, what is going on with you?
Hello, everybody. Hi, chat. Nothing much is going on with me. I've just been right now I'm working on some of my crafts. I have actually a video game related craft that I'm waiting to come in. It's a custom design. I can't wait for everybody to see it. Yeah, it's based on Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Oh.
So it's going to be really awesome. It's going to be massive when it's done, but I'm going to be showing that when it comes in. I've just been crafting. I've been popping up my crafting videos. Hello, FC. Hey, Heath. That's all that's been going on with me. Working. I've been a little under the weather, but I'm better now.
All right.
That's about it for me. Hey, guys in chat, could you guys hit the like button and could you share this out to everybody for us, please?
Big up to FC in the chat.
Yeah, thanks for saying that because I be stuttering this shit. Hey, y'all, hit that like button and share this out to everybody. Let everybody know we doing this thing right now. But yeah, like I said, there's some things.
They got him.
Damn, man, why do my thing always do that?
It always seems like it does it around the same time.
Yeah, it's like it was pause for like 2 seconds and come back. I don't know why that shit does that, but yeah, y'all. I'm down here sniffing, not because I'm sick, because this air is just killing me in this basement. I told my wife cut that shit off, but then they'll be hot upstairs. But anyway, all right, y'all, let's talk about some things, right? Now, me as the big Xbox guy that I am, I have to admit certain things. And one thing I have to admit is that the PS4 is an absolute beast, right? Absolute beast. There's no denying the dominance of the PS4 this generation, right, y'all?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
100 million consoles sold.
Yep.
That's impressive. And I always say that's more impressive to me than the PlayStation 2, because the PlayStation 2, it wasn't only gamers buying that console. Let's be honest. It was it was some people buying it for its DVD player. But with the PS4, it's gamers buying it, whether they're casuals or hardcore. Mm-hmm. It's gamers buying this PS4, man. And that's impressive as hell, yeah. What do you think about this, Moss?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I mean, yeah, it's impressive. Here's the positives. Here's all the niceties. And I know everybody thinks that I'm chock full of just PlayStation love, and everything I say about PlayStation is so awesome. But I will start off by saying this. Look, it's nice that they did sell 100 million consoles. Whoopee. I thought we were already there, but maybe it was just premature that we spoke of that before. With that being said, it's impressive number-wise, but as a gamer, I don't feel that the PlayStation 4 holds more value than the PlayStation 2 did. I think the PlayStation 2, and this is coming from an Xbox guy, that loved his original OG Xbox. I think the PlayStation 2 had way more value, had way more system. I mean, it had way more exclusives. You know what I'm saying? That's when the exclusives battle was still heavily tilted towards Sony and all that other stuff. Mm-hmm. It just shows you. I think what it does is, the number is impressive, but because of the number, I'm not so much impressed with Sony. That I am partially disappointed with Microsoft, and just more impressed with how many people just who desire a good gaming experience in their mind, right? And that's what I will attribute to that 100 million again, because again, I mean, it's going to surpass the PlayStation 2, no doubt about it, but it's not a better deal than the PlayStation 2.
I still don't think it's going to pass the PS2 though. The PS2 so 155.
It's already it's already outpacing it though.
Yeah, but. I don't know. Maybe eventually, I don't know. But you know what? I like you just said, the Xbox. I think that I mentioned this before, but I really think that every leader of every console generation has some help.
Yep.
They always have help. Like I said, I mentioned this before, but going back to the PS1, Sega Saturn screwed up royally. What's up, Victor? What's going on with you, bro?
What's up, Victor?
Hi, Victor.
The Sega Saturn screwed up royally, where the PS1 was pretty much by itself because the Saturn was such a piece of shit until the N64 came out.
I love the Saturn. Was that gun Star Hero or something?
I don't know. But then when the N64 came out, they decided to stick with cartridge. You know what I'm saying? Then you think about the PS2 generation. That DVD player helped it out a lot. Xbox was a rookie in the game, and then the GameCube. Like probably those little ass disc, those little ass coasters they had where you couldn't have a DVD player. Every console leader had a little help, but just like the PlayStation had their help, with the Xbox One. So, but I will still say it's impressive what they're doing as far as the sales to me. Even though the PS2, I like the PS2 console better personally.
Yeah, exactly.
But I still think what the PS4 doing is more impressive. But that's just me. Snow Bunny.
What's that?
Do you think this is impressive, or you think whatever, this ain't shit?
The thing is if you factor in it's been around for 6 years now.
Yeah.
So they're selling roughly 10 plus million units a year. I think, to be honest with you, had Xbox had a better presentation of the Xbox One, the numbers wouldn't have been as high as they are because everybody jumped ship. And now it's just like, I think now basically Microsoft is giving PlayStation 4 free money because everybody's going to that for right now. The fact that they're able to grasp that market and draw them in, that's phenomenal. Because those same Xbox guys could have gone straight to PC. But they decided, hey, I'm going to go over here to PlayStation.
I mean, I look at it like this. And Heath Stevens in the chat, cover your ears, bro. You ain't going to like this. I look at it like this. You had Microsoft that had Shaquille O'Neal with the Frag Party, the Xbox One on his back. And, we're going to go play some Halo. We had all that going on. We had all the superstars. Yeah, Halo was the biggest game. I had to terminate somebody from my job. This woman was in her 50s because she couldn't come to work on time because she was up playing Halo all night.
Hey man, I lost a lot of respect for you on that one. Hey man, I lost some respect. You're supposed to let that woman slide, man. let that 50-year-old woman slide. I was like, you a gamer, girl?
Hey, bro, I know. I thought it was cool at first. Even though I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I don't like Halo. I'm sorry. I didn't like. Well, no. That's wrong. That's a lie. I didn't like Halo until Halo 3. After Halo 3, then I started liking Halo. So, but she would come back to me and she would be like, "Oh, boss man, you're a gamer," and would talk to me about Halo all fucking day. And she had kids, and she would tell me how her kids were mad because she were hogging the Halo off of them. I mean, that's how big Halo was. You had 50-year-old mothers that never touched a video game in their life playing Halo. And the fact that the PlayStation 2 still dominated over the marketing blitz, and the fact that you had a console that brought the ease of portability along with top-notch fidelity. Not as good as a PC, but damn well close to it in a lot of ways. The fact that you had that monster, which was the original Xbox, the PlayStation was far more inferior in what it could do, but it destroyed that monster with all its marketing blitz. You fast forward to today with the PlayStation 4, where everybody was ready for a battle, and it would be like Ubo versus in a world where Ubo and Ben Johnson would be running. And just imagine halfway through, Ubo just quits and walks off the field. Then everybody ain't got no other choice but to cheer for Ben Johnson. So that's the way I look at it. I could be looking at it through the wrong lens or the wrong prism, but I look at it like it's not so much that Sony delivered like the PlayStation 2 delivered. It's so much that everybody is so ready to game. Gaming is such a way of life right now. And then one of only the two main providers at the time just bowed out.
And you want to know what's crazy with you saying that 50-year-old lady playing nothing but Halo? Like, with, you know how like I do my crafting and my diamond painting and stuff. You would not believe, like, a lot of the diamond painters, there's males and females, but a higher number of females than males. But you would not believe how many of them. Like, one day I was watching one person, she was doing a live stream of her talking and chatting and diamond painting. The next day she's doing a live stream of her first playthrough of Kingdom Hearts 3. So, and it's not like, and it's not like she's young. She's like got kids in her 20s. So this lady's in her 40s, 50s.
Yeah. I mean, and back then, I mean, it's a little bit more acceptable to game now.
Yeah,
it's the way of life. I was just at a function with like all my wife's family, and them motherfuckers was talking about gaming for an hour.
That's what I'm talking about.
I'm like, what? And my brother-in-law, yeah, man, can you get me a zombie game, man? You that famous? You can get me a free zombie game? I'm like, okay, bro. So it's like, yeah, but I'm saying even back then, with all of the mainstream hyperbole and attraction that Microsoft had brought to the whole gaming forte, the PlayStation stood strong, baby. It kicked ass and took names later. I'm sorry, and PlayStation 4 ain't kicking ass. It's just
it's got no competition.
Xbox just fell off the pier, man. Now, again, this ain't gonna be an RIP Xbox. I'm just saying it's
doom and gloom. Really, doom and gloom.
No, it's not that it's doom and gloom. It's just that it's like it is disappointing to see what Microsoft has become compared to what it was. Granted, it was never like high end and all that all back in the day, but back in the day they provided more than what they're doing now.
Listen, I'm sorry, you go ahead.
I was just saying, it's just that's the saddest part about it is, like people who played Xbox, they remember the 360 days. Where we had all these tons of games. People remember the Xbox One days where you had excellent games. And then you look now and you're just like, are you serious?
Yeah, it's, Xbox can't wait to get out of this generation.
Yeah, I agree with that.
They need to reboot. Yeah,
they should have just pulled what a Nintendo did. Instead of coming out with the Xbox One, like, how the Nintendo had the Wii U. Did you only saw one upgrade of the Wii U putting a larger hard drive in it? That was it. They didn't do nothing else.
Oh, I see what you're saying. You know what, Bunny? That's not a bad idea. Go ahead.
Yeah, if they had not come out with the Xbox One and they could have pushed the generation for the Xbox One for the next gen and just stopped cold turkey. Like, look at Nintendo, they were putting out first party games for the Wii U, but they just stopped cold turkey. They put no more iterations out, no more special bundles out for it. They did nothing for it. They put out first-party games, the slow trickle of first-party games that we always had for the whole 5 years. And then, boom, they just came out with a whole new system. Had Microsoft did that before the launch of the Xbox One, I think they would have been in a much better position now.
I think the only thing that killed them, there's a huge debate in the community on whether Phil is the one that created the Xbox One X, or was that already funded by Donnie D? I believe it was funded by Donnie D, and then Phil just, he helped groom it to get it to what the finalized portion of it was. With that being said, I think when Donnie D was in place, they had already invested billions on the sock chips for those consoles, so they had to come up with Xbox One X. Had that not happened, I bet you they would have probably done something like that, and we probably would be talking a different story. You know what I mean?
Well, even if they had invested the R&D and all of that into that system, they could have taken that R&D and expanded it even more. Do you see what I mean? Because it's not it was a huge power jump with the Xbox One. Okay, they were saying that it was going to be a huge power jump, this, that, and the other. They could have worked a couple more years on that, got it to where it was top notch, and then just killed the Xbox One gen and came out with something new.
But I think what they did is, I think when they bought the sock chips or whatever they bought, it included those bottleneck CPUs, those piss poor Jaguar CPUs, and so you can't do nothing with those. You're stuck like Chuck. So it was just a matter of them trying to hold on, let's see here. We're gonna check the credentials of this.
I mean, because even if you look between the Switch and the Wii U, they're saying it's not a huge power difference between the two.
Smooth. Okay, what's up, Kid Smooth? Okay, what's up, man?
Yeah, hi, Nethos.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Hi, Kid Smooth.
Oh, Smooth, you want a link, bro? What's up, man?
Oh yeah, Dirk's your biggest fan.
Righteous Fist.
Hey, I'm like, man.
Hi to all the new people in chat.
Xbox guys, man. What's up, Smooth? Nethos, what's up, bro? Hey, man, Marshall talking shit about you, man. He said he's making some more biscuit dough pizza, man.
And using ketchup as sauce.
Yeah, he said that was just tomato sauce. Ketchup.
Neverland, what's going on? Using beef jerky as pepperoni and shit.
Yeah, see, he told you.
Dude, that actually sounds really good if you slice it real thin.
Hey, that don't sound bad at all.
Damn, that joke fell flat, did you? I was like, ooh, that shit is good. No, but I think that's why Microsoft. I think I was getting some coffee and I was thinking about some kick feels back in material. And then I thought about it. I said, you know what? I bet you Microsoft wants so bad to get rid of this generation. And if they had to, why didn't they do it earlier? I was just thinking about that, Bunny. But you know what? That the fact that they had already bought those CPUs, I think is why they didn't do it.
Yeah.
And they had to
plus, you know, look, they lost this generation, obviously. But they're still making money, man. I mean, it's crazy, right? They're actually making money this generation. I don't know.
Yeah, man. But that's what I'm saying. Like I said, had they not done the Xbox One, invested all that R&D and just killed it cold turkey, because you see how fast Nintendo killed the Wii U. The day that they released Breath of the Wild and the Switch was the swan song for the Wii U.
Right, they did kill that shit kind of quick because it came out with 2012. And they still talking about
5 years.
About 5 years. Oh, well,
it was
not bad. That's the average.
No, but they had stopped. Like I said, they did not do any new iterations of the Wii U. No upgrades came to the Wii U.
Right.
So they just started investing all their money into the R&D for their next system. And then, like I say, even if you look now, what's that company that put out Just Dance?
Oh, that's Ubisoft.
Right? Well, look at it this way. Ubisoft is making Just Dance for the Wii, but not the Wii U.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
they still make people still making games for that shit?
For the Wii, not the Wii U.
It's still a bunch of Wii's out there.
It's just Ubisoft and Just Dance because it sells like crazy on the Wii.
Yeah, but my point is they just skipped the Wii U completely. Wii U is dead in the water.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. That's crazy, man. That's
a stupid fucking name.
Yeah. What you talking about? Wii U? Yeah.
Wii U. Yeah. People generally thought it was just a tablet add-on.
Yeah, that's what it was. But
and that's how it was marketed. It was marketed like that. So people were like, I don't need that.
Yeah. But like I always say, man, they fixed exactly what everybody wanted from the Wii U. They wanted that tablet to be able to be portable, all the way portable, not just
exactly.
Well, I think
great.
I think that was strategic. Like if you hear Reggie Fils-Aimé when he was talking about the evolution since the Wii U, like the Switch is the culmination of all of those systems. If you think about it, And I think they purposely had the Wii U out there. They thought it was going to do better. Trust me, they didn't. They wouldn't have put a system out there. But I think the Switch was always in their mind, in the forefront. I think they were thinking like 3 or 4 generations ahead. And they said, okay, now let's get the portability part of it together. And it just didn't hit the way they wanted it to. But they knew that they were technologically closer to where they wanted to be with the Switch. And now look at them. Look at them now. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah,
man. Yeah, the Switch pretty much passed the Xbox. If they didn't yet, they will this year.
How many has the Xbox sold?
I don't know. They're probably about 40.
Low 40, like 42 to safe.
Yeah, because right now the Switch is almost at 37 million.
This Christmas season, they'll pass it probably.
Yeah, exactly. You got Pokemon coming out. Shit.
And that Switch. That's some Switch news I need to announce for people who might want the Switch Lite, the Pokemon edition.
Money, wait. Hey, yo, Moss, like, what's his segment called?
I don't forgot. You know.
Oh shit! Come on, man. You ain't that old, man. The Switch Report. Brother.
The Switch Report. Oh yeah. we gotta tap into the talents of the entire panel. You know, me with my gift of gab, Neth with his pizza, and
that he's not sharing.
Yeah, he's not sharing. Does he? You know what I'm saying? He ain't even chewing. He ate that motherfucker before he came on here. And Dirk Griggity with his Xbox guys. You know, we're gonna take.
I'm a fucking Xbox guy, eh?
And,
look here, it was a coincidence. I did make 2 pizzas today.
I know you did. It ain't no damn coincidence. It's a coincidence we were breathing in and out of our noses today. No, it wasn't a damn coincidence. And we're gonna tap Bunny for her Nintendo knowledge. So we now officially have the Switch Report with Bunny Snowball.
Well, there's a couple things on the horizon. As everybody know, on September 20th, the Switch Lite will be released.
Mm-hmm.
There will be a special collector's edition of a Pokemon Switch Lite that you can put on pre-order, but places are extremely limited with pre-orders for it. I was in my GameStop today, and my GameStop said they only got 1 Switch unit in for the Pokemon, and it's already pre-ordered.
Damn.
So
why they dribbling in like that?
Because of Nintendo, they always do that shit, right?
Yeah, they create, and see, the thing is from what the guy at GameStop, he always talks to me. He tells me all types of stuff. He says based on how busy or how popular the GameStops are, depends on if they get more systems or not.
Absolutely.
They only make like when they get pre-orders, because when Nintendo makes it, they have to ship it out to all of the stores.
Mm-hmm.
So each store puts in a bid for how many they think they're going to sell.
Yep.
And that's what they'll send to them.
Okay, I got you.
So, because when I was in retail, that's how I found out how many we got of stuff, because if they didn't think it was going to sell, they wouldn't ship a whole lot to that area.
Yep. So you could put in a bid for 4 and only get 2, because they're like, what the fuck? You think you gonna sell 4 of these?
Exactly. So based on each store and how popular that store is, depends on how many they may get. If you're in like a major metropolitan area, your stores might get lucky, because the guy told me that the stores are getting anywhere from 1 Pokemon Switch Lite to 6 Pokemon Switch Lites for pre-order. If they get more, they'll add it later, but for right now, that's all the stock they can get.
Wow.
Right now, Microsoft had made a comment once saying that they were the biggest third party for Switch. That might be a little true, because Obsidian is releasing Outer Worlds, their newest Fallout-like RPG, on the Switch. Most likely it's not going to be day and date, but it is coming to the Switch.
Right.
Well, I mean, trust me, that news just got announced this week. Like literally in the last 2 days is when it was announced.
Right. Can I say? I'm sorry. I just want to say one thing for all of you that came for me today on Twitter, just because I asked if that deal. See, I was just trying to be curious. I had put out a tweet yesterday, and I said, "Hey, was it still already announced?" And boy, did the Xbox come out of their holes, man. They were like,
man, they're the biggest fan of you right now, Moss.
Why would it be announced MM2K? So I had to give him that work. And I had this one dude. He's a cool guy though, but he went on with me for and I can go on and on to the break of dawn. And I said, well, if you want to put it like that, how come we, as the consumers of the people that own that developer, why can't we get special content? I don't care where they put the fucking game. Just let us get like a season pass or a map or something early. Like, show us some true benefit of you owning this company besides it going into Game Pass. Because as you may see on other popular Xbox shows that they've admitted that it's only a small portion of the Xbox base that has Game Pass, that sees Game Pass as a value right now. So that might be valuable to the minority of your base, but the majority of your base, they're not getting no benefit from you owning this developer. So why not put a little bit more money in the bag, in the duffel, and say, yeah, we want it in Game Pass, and we're going to do something for our consumers. That's all I was asking. But
damn,
I'm sorry.
Damn, Moss, they just bought him, man. Give him a chance, man.
Yeah, but I think what Moss is saying, like here they are. They just bought him. The game is coming out. It was already announced. Wasn't it announced for Xbox and PS4, or was it just Xbox?
It was Xbox and PlayStation 4. So it was already
It was already a multi-plat, and then all of a sudden you hear it's coming to the Switch, and everybody's sitting here like, I mean, like literally, I picked up GameStop's when I go into GameStop, I picked up the list of Switch games coming from that was printed on the 25th. It was not on that list yet. It literally just got announced that it's coming to the Switch.
Hey, me personally, y'all know me. I just don't give a shit. Mm-hmm. I want to play the game. I want to. If it's on Nintendo Switch, good for them. I don't care because this console war is over. I know we still arguing shit on Twitter and on YouTube, and I'm always crying about where the Xbox guy is and all that shit. But at the end of the day, personally, I really don't give a fuck. I just don't care anymore, man. I just want to play the game how I want to play it. If I want to get a Switch, if I want to play the Outer Worlds at 230p, that's what I would do. But I'm gonna play it on my Xbox. We can play it on the PC, play it on the PS4. Now, their next game, I don't know. It probably would be a Microsoft first-party game, exclusive, I would say. But I just don't care at this point. That's just me.
Yeah.
Now
I'm sorry to interrupt. I'm sorry.
I would like to see. Again, it's a multi-plat. It's a deal that was already worked out. So you can't. I'm not expecting there to be an additional 35 hours. But I'm just looking at this from a consumer/business perspective.
I see what you're saying, though, Mark. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
You're getting your teeth kicked in. Here's my thing. Let's stop with the RIP Xbox podcast stuff, right? Because I'm speculating. Everybody's speculating. I don't know. I'm not a fortune teller. I don't know what they're going to do. I'm just making an analysis based off of information that I see. With that being said, let's just play devil's advocate and say that Xbox is looking to provide AAA content and they just don't want to say anything yet. My question then is, okay, the major part of your business strategy is to 2 billion gamers. How are you going to reach 2 billion gamers if you have a culture war or if you have a civil war within your own community? Those 2 billion phone moms are going to go on Amy's list or whatever. They're going to do what regular commercial consumers do, and they're going to say, hold on, this Xbox gaming product, these motherfuckers are fighting each other for it. I'm not investing in it. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, I don't understand why they don't do things to shut us up, and shutting us up would be giving,
there is an incentive though. You know that though, Ross. Right? There is an incentive for the Outer Worlds that Xbox has that the other two consoles don't have. You know that, right?
What's that?
You can play it for $10 or $1.
But here's
but the reason, but you have to look at it this way. The reason they're putting it okay, so you paid for $10 on the Xbox, and it was already going to the PS4, so people were going to be purchasing it on the PS4. Why do you think they're also putting it on the Switch? Yeah, because Xbox people are playing it for $10. Bless you.
Thank you.
But they know it's going to sell like gangbusters at a full $60 on the Switch. To supplement that $10.
I think what Dirt's saying is that nobody else can get what's the call for $10? So that's the deal. But see, here's the problem with that is that I don't see with us being on the Twitter echo chamber, we have this belief that the majority of Xbox console holders think that Game Pass is a value. They don't. The fact of the matter is they don't. They look at it, they look at Game Pass's lineup library, and they say, okay, it's $10 a month, but there's really like nothing in here that I care about. I'll just buy it all a cart. So if you have the majority of your base that don't see Game Pass as a value, and Outer Worlds ain't going to change that. I'm sorry. It's just not going to change that.
So let me ask you. So you saying most of Xbox base see Game Pass, they think it's not value.
It's not a value to them. They don't care about it. Or
so are you talking about hardcore gamers or just most Xbox fan base? Because they are casual.
Just the fan base in totality. Because and the reason why I'm focused on the fan base, not just the hardcore, because Microsoft is trying to spring for a bigger commercial fan base. So when I'm thinking of the fan base, I'm thinking about the commercial fan base and the hardcore. When you put everybody together, the vast majority of Xbox gamers don't care about Game Pass.
Okay.
And because of that, that's what I'm saying. And then within that chunk that don't care about Game Pass, I would say would be the majority of us that are complaining and moaning on Twitter. So to shut us up, because as a business, you can't ignore us. It's just not feasible. I don't know what they can't. You got to shut us up. And in order to shut us up, we're asking for content. Give us content.
You're saying that the Xbox fan base would prefer a free skin or some free extra content instead of being able to pay $10 to play the game instead of $60. That's what you're saying.
The proof is in the metrics.
But we won't know anything until the game drops and we see how it does.
The proof is in the metric. If you look at ever since Game Pass has been prevalent, again, I'm not saying it's smart, but it is what are casual gamers the most eccentric gamers out there? No, but they are what they are. They only buy 2 games. It's 2K and the shooter or whatever. So you have to, if you're looking to springboard into a larger group of casuals, then show that you know how to work with the casuals right now. Casuals want to buy games a la carte right now. They don't care about Game Pass all like that when you look at it in totality. So you having it in Game Pass is not a benefit to the vast majority of your gamers. A way to have it as a benefit to the vast majority of the gamers is still offered in Game Pass, but say, oh, you guys get the game first. You know, you get this map pack first. Or hold on. Right idea, and I'm gonna shut up. Do the best of both worlds. How about for Game Pass Ultimate, you get X amount of levels before the rest of the world? Now, why can't you do something like that?
Because Game Pass itself is the incentive.
No, this is what see, we got to get out of our own mind state and think like the casual, because this is what's going to be the
think like the casual. The casual will see if they can play this game for $10 instead of $60. Bruh. You don't think they're going to go to that game instead?
If every time you turn on your Xbox, what do you see? Right. How at all the console makers, even though their hardware went down, their software sales went up, except for who? Microsoft. Nobody gives 2 shits, Griggity. I'm sorry.
Well, why are they making so much money though?
They're making money off of DLC and microtransactions. They lost so much money because they're so
wait. They're making off of DLC and microtransactions. That means that somebody's buying games, right? Because you can't get DLC and microtransactions.
They're buying the stuff a la carte, opposite of Game Pass. They give shit about Game Pass.
Oh, come on, man.
Hey, Moss, Moss needs to respect the Pop-Tart gamers who get these 3-month cards.
But I mean, you also have to look at it this way. Okay, yeah. They might be paying. They might get the game for free. Look at this. When Nintendo came out with a full-fledged mobile game that was $10, they lost money on it because nobody wanted that type of game, and they didn't want to pay $10. So they basically put the game out there for a version of the game out there for free with microtransactions, and it became super popular. So I think what, like you're saying, they're making all the money and stuff. But what if they have Game Pass? What if their friend has Game Pass and does a game share with them or allow them access to it? And then they're the ones buying the microtransactions and things in those games.
Hey, guys. Pop-Tart, bitches. Tostino pizza rolls.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, Dirk, think about it, bro. They haven't won, look, in two major metrics. The metrics don't lie. In two major metrics, they don't have a top 10 title in an NPD for a rolling calendar year, which means since the beginning of this year till now, they don't have one. They don't have a game in the top 10 NPD for a no, I'm sorry, year to date, they don't have it in a rolling calendar year from last June to this June. Their games are not selling, okay? And then Game Pass ain't doing it either, because if Game Pass was doing it, then they wouldn't have lost money across the board in gaming.
So if their games are not selling, you're telling them to still sell the games the original way. That's what you're saying.
I
don't know. I'm confused.
Their problem is content.
I'm confused. You're literally the first person I heard to say Game Pass is not good. I mean, besides ponies.
I'm not. This is not what I'm. Okay, so
but guys,
let me see. Is Call of Duty the best game out there to you?
No.
Okay, but that's what the casuals are buying, right?
Yep.
So you would want a smart business move would be to have Call of Duty on your console. You and I don't give a shit about Call of Duty, right? But the casuals do. So what I'm saying is you can't create a business model solely for these people that are your hardcore, because if your hardcore were doing it, then you would be in a better place. If you're trying to springboard into all these casuals, these 2 billion casuals, then you need to open up your business model to better serve them. And right now, the casuals are not looking at Game Pass and saying, hey, it's worth anything. It probably would be worth something to them if the content was better. Here you got a multiplat by Obsidian, a well-known name, that where if they gave casuals content first and Ultimate Game Pass, they can reach their goal with Game Pass and they can satisfy the casuals.
But guys, we were talking about the Switch report here.
Oh,
and we kind of got all off on everything else.
Hey, that's Moss' fault. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we're gonna blame Moss for that. But also, did you guys
Switch report and talk about Xbox all day?
Yes, but did you guys also? I remember you guys. Did you guys hear about Tencent getting the licensing rights in China to sell the Nintendo Switch and their game, the system and their games? Well, Nintendo and Tencent has been going after major ROM sites that have been bootlegging Switch games in China and shutting them down now.
Didn't they also? They also came out, and Tencent also came out with not because again this ain't the Switch report. They came out with like a what's that game that Respawn made? Apex Legends. They came out with an Apex Legends type game for the phones, didn't they?
They come out with a lot of mobile games for the phones. They also did, I don't know if it was them or another rival company in China that did a Blizzard. You remember Diablo 3, the Diablo that's going on mobile? They came out with a version of that game in China on mobile phones, but the people were complaining and it flopped hard because they said it was too full of microtransactions. So, yeah, I mean, Tencent is one of the biggest companies in China for making mobile games and things like that. I guess all the companies were in a bid to see which one would gain, because, the Chinese government just opened up the market to allow consoles to be sold in their country. And and so Tencent has partnered with Nintendo to push the Nintendo Switch, which China is the biggest gaming mobile market there is in the world.
Yeah.
And they have given the green light approval for Super Mario Brothers Deluxe Remastered to be the first game to be sold, because Mario is one of the most popular characters there.
I find that crazy. just knowing the history of the, not to say they don't do business with each other, but just knowing the competitive nature of a Japanese company and just their stance socially and personally with the Chinese.
But yeah, that they were trying to tap into that mobile market.
Exactly.
So they're so right now in preparation, because there's a lot of ROM sites over there that have copyright stolen Switch games, because with the Tegra chip where it was being hacked, it made it very easy to hack it. So now Tencent and Nintendo, because Nintendo has a partnership with Tencent, it's like Tencent's almost like their parent company there. They're going after the ROM sites in China, and they have shut down 2 of the biggest ROM sites in China that was duplicating Switch games.
Wow.
So they're going after them, I guess, in preparation for the Switch's arrival in China.
Yeah.
And that's happened within the last week or so, that they've gone after these ROM sites.
Hey, shit, I forgot what I was about to say, but go ahead. I'm sorry. I forgot about.
You're fine, because I that's it for me. I'm not going to do more talking.
Is that in the
for now, because like I said, I mean, there's tons of stuff, but right now that was like the biggest things right now.
That's the end of the Switch report, y'all. But let's start the damn Xbox report. First off, MM2K is full of shit.
I know that's what they want y'all to believe. That's what they want y'all to believe, kids. But
no, but you know what? Went pretty well. I'm sorry, Moss kind of bogarted your Switch report.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. He apologizes, but I thought you did it. That was great. We're gonna have to do that every week. I really like
that. And then I will mute my mic and go downstairs.
Doing a Switch report, Mark. You
exactly. I gotta leave and shit.
Nah, it's all right. It's just that it because it's actually dealing with Microsoft also, because they own Obsidian, and then you have to look at the comments that Phil Spencer himself has made, that they're the biggest third-party developer for the Switch, and we already got Cuphead. What else is coming?
Hey, yo, Heath Stevens, I got you, bro. I appreciate it, man. They out here, Victor said MM2K has too much info jumbled up. Okay, well then I guess the metrics got info jumbled up too.
Hey, tell his ass, Victor. Tell his ass, Victor. It's all jumbled up.
You know what? Heath and Victor are some of my biggest supporters, and if they couldn't be on 2 totally different sides of the spectrum, but no, I love their input, man. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, man, it's cool. Hey, Neithu, so what's going on with the pizza report?
No.
All right, y'all, let's move on.
Yes, sir.
So let's talk about Gears 5 for a second. Now, I know we wasn't here last week, so we're a little late. But
how was that? I want to hear you guys' opinion on that tech thing.
It was dog shit. No,
shit, Mark.
I don't know.
You did not play. I have gone through already a podcast where people were bashing it who didn't even play it. If you didn't play it, don't say shit about it.
That's silly. That's silly. You can't do that.
Yeah.
It was dog shit.
I thought it was dope. Listen, I thought it was dope. I had fun. Even though I kind of sucked.
I saw of it. It looked really smooth, and like they speeded it up very well.
Smooth. It's so smooth. Nito's got way more hours than I did in it. Yeah.
But here's the thing, like that Gears 5 tech test, that tech test was awesome, like when it finally worked, but just the beginning was really, really bad. Like it was like Anthem all over again, where it wasn't working, the party system wasn't there, it was just a jumbled mess. But once it finally got to work, and once the correct game mode worked, which is King of the Hill, it was a lot of fun. I didn't personally like the arcade mode, but I can get how casual fans would probably love that mode. Like Noah really likes that mode, and that's for a reason.
It was dope. No, let me stop.
But wait, so Moss, you never even booted it up?
No. No. Here's and I gotta be fair. Victor, you appreciate this, bro. Victor Allison appreciate this. I went to go boot it up on Xbox, and for some reason, the frames were chopping up again. Nobody else complained about this. I'm just sharing MM2K's experience. So because it was like fucking up, like doing the training module where the robot comes out to you and shit, I just turned it off. Like fuck it. I was gonna play it on PC, but then I just never got around to it. I was playing Rage 2 instead. So.
Oh my god, that training module was fucking stupid. I can't figure out a way past it. If somebody sent you a game invite, you accept that, you'd get the hell out of there. You don't have to ever do it again. But what I will say, why I wanted to ask you that is, at least you got to see the game. Do you think Gears 5 graphically looks bad? Because I'm getting a lot of these weird ass comparisons.
Absolutely not. And again, that's where we get into the silly season. There's no doubt that, look, before God of War came out, which was hell of impressive, before God of War came out, Gears was the best looking game out this generation as far as consoles were concerned. With that Xbox One X enhancement, I mean, it
still looks good. I played it the other day; it looks amazing, bro.
No, just opaque Lotus. Just hold on, relax, man. You know, just have some Ovaltine and relax. I'm being positive about Xbox. You can let Phil know for me. No, I think that it was. I thought it was one of the best looking games until God of War came out. Mm-hmm. So to think that they would be able to create such a feat, and then this time around say, "Oh no, we're going to just laze it up on the graphics." Xbox. I may say a lot of things about Xbox. They know better than that, and they weren't going to do that. And for people that are saying that, again, I didn't play the game, so I don't know how the game plays. But one thing that cannot be denied is its graphical appeal.
Hey, y'all, listen, the Gears of War franchise, you could say what you want to say about Gears, but one thing Gears has never had a problem with was its graphics. Yeah. So to see all of these damn comparisons,
they're silly.
These bullshit comparisons. Come on, man.
We got to stop that, because again, for those that may agree with an MM2K, that
Heath, hold on for a second. Heath, cut your shit.
What is
he said Gears 5 didn't look better than Metal
Gear. That was the fucking comparison I kept saying.
Go in your bathroom, look in the mirror, and smack the shit out yourself.
Lord.
Look, we know Wells King Thrasher was doing it, but what he was trying to say is the talent difference. That, like, even in the last generation, he thinks Hideo Kojima could really push the engine and the system compared to the Coalition with his Gears. But I don't know, man. The thing is, like, they're aiming for 60 FPS. It's smooth. It's smooth as hell, and the game's great. Yeah. It plays good, and that's what it's all about. It doesn't look bad either.
Okay.
Yeah, like I said, I saw play of it, and I was like, oh, wow, that looks a lot better than everybody's screaming about. What everybody's screaming about for.
Yeah. Again,
like, to me, Gears 5, like, the multiplayer looks like how the Gears 4 campaign looked. Like, they literally went from what the Gears 4 multiplayer was to now what the campaign was. That's pretty impressive to me.
It looked good to me, too.
All at 60 FPS.
Smooth. Really smooth. So now, like this month at Gamescom, they're going to talk about horror mode. Now, they're not going to have a horror mode beta, are they? Did they say anything about that?
I don't know, maybe. But here's my thing: why are they not talking about the campaign at Gamescom?
Yeah, man. You know what? I just don't understand that rollout. I don't get that. It was all Rod Ferguson's idea for whatever reason. I don't.
Do you think the campaign's short?
I'm thinking probably about maybe 10 hours, like Gears usually is, probably. But it says
no.
I'm worried about, because we've seen how great the multiplayer looks. I'm kind of, even though I know I'm not going to play it or whatever, but everybody deserves a good game. My point here is I'm kind of worried with how great the multiplayer is running and playing and looking. I'm worried that they might have taken more of their development time to put into that than the story mode.
That's my question, because did the Coalition actually make the multiplayer for Gears 5?
No.
Was it splash damage?
Splash damage.
Exactly, right? It's different teams. That's why I'm confused. What the hell is going on with the campaign? To me, it's weird to ever hide campaign. That's fucking weird to me.
I think it's going to be good. I just think this rollout.
I
think this rollout was just a bad decision. This rollout, how they're going to focus on Horde this month, and then
I know this is an extreme example. It's probably me fear mongering, but it just kind of reminds me of the Crackdown situation with their multiplayer. You know, they had that for a reason. I don't know why they're hiding this gear. It's not a good look.
This might be an odd suggestion, but with all these different modes, like, okay, so we know Gears is coming out in September. Why didn't they just like leave the horror mode as like a DLC, a free update or something for October during Halloween?
No, it's part of the game, but they're just going to show it off this month. I'm sorry, August, which is tomorrow. So
yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But the game releases in September.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like a horror mode would be perfect to release and have everybody pumped and hyped in October.
Yeah, I don't know.
Here's again. This is why I say that if we play devil's advocate and we look at Game Pass and the total impact that it's having, we got to get out of our Twitter silos and look at Microsoft. And even if you like their direction, we got to say, Microsoft, you might have to change some stuff here. They're simply, I don't think there's going to be anything wrong with Gears. I think Gears is going to be a good game. As much as I got to say about how Rod Ferguson did the whole smoking thing, Rod is a talented studio director. He knows how to make games. I think Gears is going to be fine. With that being said, the only reason why they're doing this shitty rollout is because they're saying, why would we do anything any more elaborate? It's coming to Game Pass. We just want you motherfuckers to buy Game Pass.
Man,
so we're going to keep dangling that carrot in front of you. That's why they're doing it.
Moss, I right now, at this point now, I think it's just that you hate Game Pass with a passion. Because every single thing you bring up is about Game Pass. I don't think everybody, a lot of games have had bad rollouts. I mean, look at what just happened with the Switch. They just stealth dropped 3 Doom games on the Switch.
But
literally stealth dropped.
They're not showing you gameplay until 2 days before the game releases.
And they did that with
if you're Xbox. Why would you do that? Why would you have to? Why would you have to if you're Xbox? You're getting on Game Pass.
Like I said, they did the exact same thing with the Switch and Mortal Kombat 11. They didn't show us no gameplay of that game, none, until it dropped. And people started putting videos out afterwards. Maybe they're trying to take a page out of that book.
Well, Gears 5 is going to be fine. I just don't agree with the rollout, but the game is going to be fine.
Yeah, that shit is spooky. Like, I don't like that at all.
Fatal, wait a minute, 1 second. Fatal Shore. Yeah, they dropped 3 of the older Doom games. Stealth dropped 3 of them onto the Switch.
I'm debating about buying Doom 3 on the Switch. I'm not gonna lie.
You know what? Fuck. Hey, look, man. Bethesda. Look, a couple things happen in this generation for your boy MM2K. Number one, I'm about to take the bus trip out of Xbox land and see what PC Gardens got for your boy, right? And 2, I might have to drop Bethesda as one of my favorite devs. Did you see what they did with the Doom series? All the backwards compatible Dooms for Xbox, they've eliminated those SKUs because they're remastering them. So if you had Doom, any of the old Dooms,
but that was a mistake, Moss.
Oh, that was wrong.
Yeah. They reported that was a mistake. They're getting it back.
Okay, never mind. You just didn't hear me. Okay, I'm going downstairs now.
Can I say one thing real quick, guys? We got 29 people watching. Could you guys hit that like button for us, please?
Hit the like button, like for Mr. Chocolate Face. Hit the like
button.
I
mean, we all know that MM2K hates Game Pass. I'm not saying Xbox. I said Game Pass. You hate Game Pass.
He also hates the 4 for 4 at Wendy's also. And he hates the dollar menu.
Hold up.
He hates the dollar menu at McDonald's.
Wait a minute. How can you hate the 4 for 4 menu?
He don't like deals, obviously. I mean, like, he don't like great deals, obviously. So he must hate the 4 for 4 at Wendy's.
Hey, look. Everything that's cheap is not a great deal. Like going into Golden Corral with everything smelling like old cauliflower, that ain't a great deal.
Well, they shut all the Golden Corrals down around here.
Thank you, Jesus.
Why they do that? All down. I don't know.
Buffets are suffering overall in the industry. But
they shut them all down because people come into my office. Like we have people coming from like Northern Delaware and stuff like that into my office to get our services. They used to make party plans when they knew that because we were right next door to the Golden Corral. You would see them rolling there with like 10 members of their family. They get their services and they're like, okay, we going over to Golden Corral till you need us again. And you see all of them roll out to Golden Corral. When that Golden Corral closed down, They were hot.
Hey, go to corral.
Yeah.
All right, I like going to corral.
But it's just buffets in general because like millennials don't go to buffets. You do other shit now. Like they order their food in, with those crates or whatever, and make their food at home.
That shit. Oh yeah.
Yeah, shit like that.
And Olive Garden delivered to their house.
Yeah, shit like that.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
But do you guys care
about
1324?
Axel 13. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, but I said, do you guys care about any of those Doom games at all?
No,
I can't play.
I like Doom 3. I want to get back into Doom 3. That was one of my favorite.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, I'm thinking about getting it on my Switch. Get a 60 FPS.
When is Doom Eternal coming out?
November or something. Yeah.
Because that's supposed to be coming. I guess the Doom games, even though people complain about the FPS and the power of the Switch, I'm guessing they're selling pretty well because they immediately announced that Doom Eternal was going to be coming to the Switch. And then they just dropped these 3 Doom games on the Switch. Capcom's bringing almost all the Resident Evils to the Switch. So I'm not sure the power matters there.
Oh, the Switch getting all them games.
Yeah, Switch really killing it with the ports, I guess. But hey, Moss, I think me and you agree. Like, okay, Doom 3 is pretty dope, right? But I don't even care about the newer Dooms. Like, I didn't like the last one.
I don't care. Hey, listen, hey man, I know people like when I say that, people say you crazy. That game has some awesome music, but I just didn't care.
I can't beat it. It just gets boring.
It's like Halo on roller skates. I can't do that shit.
Nah, man, Halo better than that shit.
Yeah, I can't.
But no, that's what you don't like.
Yeah, it's to me the level design and the enemy interaction isn't creative enough for me. It's just like just.
Yeah, and Moss is someone who likes shooter. Like he loves that Wolfenstein, so that's not the issue.
Yeah, I love that shit, but the level design is just cheese to me.
So what happened with Wolfenstein Youngblood? I've been hearing like a whole bunch of trash about that. What's going on with that?
I just started it, so
I'm gonna say this, man. And I don't like getting political here, but I feel sorry for some of y'all that don't have the active sex lives, and y'all got to run around here like inbred test tube virgins. Stop with all this SJW crap, man. It's oversaturated, man. Stop. Everybody that wants to put a female alteration of a protagonist in a game, it's not a SJW thing, man. And another thing too is stop wanting some elaborate Hallmark story in every fucking game. See, this is why I get on Xbox so much. See how I did that? This is why I get on Xbox so much, because last generation they made the shooter box the thing to be. Now I get it. In generations, which the fad changes, but by them not hitting that, and keeping that relevant and having Sony's gaming footprint, the premier footprint, now all of a sudden every single shooter is horrible. And if you notice, every single shooter now is some SJW shit because it got a female in it. Like only men can shoot guns. Stop the bullshit. If you haven't played Wolfenstein Youngblood, in every single way except for the story, it's better than Wolfenstein, except for the story and the how long the game is. Wolfenstein 2 is a very good game. My problem with Wolfenstein is that the guns don't feel like guns. It don't pop in your hands, and they fixed that problem in Youngblood. You know what I'm saying?
I actually heard it was about microtransactions.
Oh well, you ain't got to play that's another thing too. The microtransactions are there, but you ain't got to utilize them. I didn't I've played for about 5, 6, 7 hours, and honestly, Bunny, without you saying it, I wouldn't even know the motherfuckers was in there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I was just curious because, like I said, I can't play those types of games, and I was sitting there like I've been hearing a whole bunch of slack about it, and I'm sitting here like, what's going on with the game? So I gotta talk to the people who can play it to see what's going on.
I love the game. I want to get everybody else's take on it too. I love the game. The game is awesome. The co-op aspect I get is a little bit different, but the level design is cool. The game looks good, and the biggest thing is that the guns pop. And that was for some reason in 2, the guns just didn't feel special to me. But this one, the guns pop, so I'm loving it. I don't know what everybody else thinks.
Yeah, I started it. I only played about an hour, so I mean, so far so good to me. I enjoyed the last 2 games, so yeah, I mean, so far so good to me. I actually like the characters. like the chicks, you know.
Yeah, and they're not sitting there. I don't. They're cheesy, like a lot of cheesy 80s shows, like Stranger Things. 80s based shows are they're real cheesy acting like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But there ain't no and then this leads to the other part, the whole story narrative thing. Like maybe it's just me because I'm old and I came from an era where there were no story. You know what I'm saying? It's just you had to, and it was less about story and more about atmospherics. Like what was the ambiance of the whole areas that you were in, the stages, and the focus was gameplay. I get that a story can make a game good and more compelling. But a story, I don't think the story is not the foundation of a game the way that y'all making it be the foundation of every single motherfucking game. You know what I'm saying? That's why they're called games. Stories are the foundations of Netflix items, okay? So this game does not have an elaborate story for it for a purpose. It's supposed to be a cheesy 80s remnant, kind of like a Stranger Things type thing, and it's more about the atmospherics than it is some heartbreaking story where you're holding your dying wife and you're, wiping the tears off your face. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. Some games were about the gameplay, the fun of the gameplay, and the ambiance of the whole atmosphere and stuff like that. And y'all need to get out of this Hallmark state of mind, man. I'm tired of it. Straight up.
Damn, man. Hey, man, I don't know what's wrong with you tonight, Moss. Man, you all right?
Yeah, I know, man. I ain't my Metamucil.
No, but he has a point.
Oh, definitely.
You know, we play mature rated games. We spend our money on mature rated games. We want realistic games. Why worry about 60 FPS if we can't have realistic games? And then when it happens, people are up here crying and moaning about it, talking about, oh well, you don't have the right type of protagonist or this, that, and the other. What you can't have your ice cream and your cake and have it both.
It's fantasy.
Exactly. And my thing is the real world is trying to enter my fantasy space too much. I play video games to get away from reality.
And that is the hip-hop quotable of the day. Say that again for him, please.
Or I play video games to escape reality.
Fucking virgins. I'm sorry. Jesus.
Hey, that's true because on Madden, I actually won the game with the Lions today. So I know that won't come true in real life. So
NBA Finals, huh? 2K. No,
the Prince's like 82-0.
Look, people, this is fantasy. And I get there's a lot of banner on Twitter, and I know things get tense, but the camaraderie and the debate over what's better should be as tense as it gets. All this bringing this political shit in here and all this bringing this emotional shit, man. I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm a product of the 80s, baby. I'm not cut from this cloth. Y'all are some emotional motherfuckers, man. All of y'all need to shrink. All of y'all, what's that shrink app on the Android phones? All of y'all need the motherfucking shrink app, man. This is ridiculous. This is a game about motherfuckers with cylinder blocks as helmets and all that. What the fuck you need a Hallmark story for? Like, stop.
I mean, if you want a Hallmark story, then you need to go play a kiddie game. You know, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, like I'm not all into like the super hyper realistic games and everything and all that. And I like stories and all that, but you don't see me up here telling people, oh no, you shouldn't play that type of game. It doesn't have this, that. I don't care what you play. As long as I'm getting what I'm getting, I'm not going to dictate to you or anybody what type of games you play. And nobody should dictate to me what type of games I should play. Like female gamers are up here talking about if you play Stardew Valley or if you play Animal Crossing, you're not a real gamer. Those are not real games. What?
I don't like I don't like when politics are interjected in my games. I get it, like sometimes, like in some of the older RPGs, Bunny, you might have like scenarios that mimic real life situations that might be put into this fantasy world. That's different. But when you're trying to over purport me with a political statement, I'm not okay with that from the development side because I don't want that shit. I just want to have a fun experience. And I'm not cool with it from the consumer side too. look at everything with a lens and looking at everything with a microscope closely, like, who is that? Is that a woman? Is that woman holding a gun? Oh no, can't have a woman holding a gun. No, we got to stop that dumb shit.
I mean, and that's the crazy thing. It's like it's okay. How can I say this without sounding stupid? Okay, it's almost as if the gaming developers are telling us how to think, how we should be thinking, and like they're trying to condition the younger generations to think this way.
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand what I mean?
I completely get what you're saying. Yep.
And you know what? And I agree with what y'all saying. And the thing that I really hate is that in America, or this everywhere nowadays, everybody wants to be offended about something.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to be offended. Like, oh no, that's not right. Stuff that was like, I saw something. I don't want to offend anybody, but I saw that a small person, they call them small people now, they don't want to be called midgets because they say that's offensive.
Mm-hmm.
And when the hell did that start?
Yeah,
I mean, because we called them midgets for years, right? Now all of a sudden,
everything is offensive.
Yeah, everything is offensive now.
Everything is offensive.
Like my mom was telling me like one day, because I was like, man, I'm fat, and my mom was like, the politically correct term is fluffy. I ain't no damn fluffy. That's somebody in lack of denial. That is somebody in lack of denial that they are fat and don't want to realize that they are fat. I'm proud to be fat. I'll admit that I'm fat. I'm not no damn fluffy. Get the hell out of here with this fluffy.
You're like you're cuddly.
We're product of the 80s where everybody. I mean, again, and not to say that anybody should say anything to anybody at any given time, but everybody's offended. Either like you said in the example that you gave, Snow Bunny, is like the politically correct term is, or people are offended because a certain gender is holding a gun in a fictitious world. And I get it. I see what y'all saying in the chat. Some people want realism, but this is another problem that I have with the gaming culture today. Y'all want everything to be the fucking same. Y'all want all the same ingredients in the same pot of gumbo. Y'all don't appreciate the diversity in different things. Like everything on the plate has to be smushed and swirled together. There can be simulation games that simulate realism, and that's fine, and historically realism. And then there could be fantasy games that ain't got nothing to do with none of that shit. They could just be fantasy and all type. A cow holding an M16 that's riding the girls, but I don't know what the fuck. But you know what I'm saying? But like, don't be wanting the same ingredients in everything. Don't do that because you're killing the culture. I've been watching for 30 plus years, and I'm telling you, the last 6 or 7 years, it's been the worst. It's been the fucking worst.
Yeah, it's been pretty bad.
It's insanity. It's just sitting here like, are you serious? Like on my job, you tell somebody, no, you can't do that. And they're sitting there like, well, you're rude and nasty.
Yeah, exactly.
Excuse me?
Oh man. It's getting disgusting out here, man.
And these be older people, Moss.
Absolutely.
I'm not talking about younger people. I get more people coming into my office throwing temper tantrums who are 50 and 60 years old, whose parents are in their 70s and 80s, calling there to pay for their bills.
Yeah. It's getting bad. And then the good thing about what it used to be, Bunny and Dirt and Neethles, is that we would come home, take our suitcase or briefcase or whatever we bring home with, set it on the couch and be like, oh, thank goodness. All right, now I get to escape. And you get to escape all that bullshit you had to deal with for the last 7-8 hours. Now you don't even get to escape it anymore. Now it's interjected.
Stardew Valley.
Yeah, it's
Stardew Valley.
Exactly. Like, stop it, y'all. Come on, man. Hashtag say the culture, man. Y'all getting horrible out here.
Actually, I just picked up Cat Quest today. It looks really cute. So
what the hell is Cat Quest?
I'm glad you asked it, Dirk.
It is an RPG that the person who is running around is a cat, and it's in a cat world.
It's an RPG.
Uh-huh.
What are they potions?
Huh?
He said, what are they potions?
I don't know. Wait a minute, I need to say that to all these facts. I mean, yeah, Axel. I mean, they will lie in a heartbeat. And the crazy thing about it is when you tell the truth, that they are fat, like you're fat to a guy online. They're like, no. All women say you're fat. Like I was talking to some guy, I was like, man, I'm fat. And he was like, no. All women say they fat. Then he saw the picture, he was like, wow, you really are fat. And I was like, you just won the damn golden Koopy doll because I already told your dumb ass I'm fat. You just chose not to believe me.
That was just rude.
Oh man. Yeah, Snow Bunny, hey, y'all on y'all shit tonight. Snow Bunny and Moss, y'all on y'all shit tonight.
We're real crabby today.
I know, like we've been off for 2 weeks, so y'all say yo.
Exactly. We said we had a lot to say, man. I'm just saying.
Man, the last 2 weeks of my job has been crazy. I got somebody who can't figure out how to flip a switch to turn something off. You don't realize how much I hold my tongue at work, okay?
Damn. All right, y'all. Anything else y'all want to talk about before we get out of here?
Nito's been awful quiet over there. What you been doing over there, Nito?
Yeah, this motherfucker making some more pieces.
You sound like, are you drunk over there, Nito?
What the hell you doing, bro?
Are you over there drunk and you're not sharing?
Let me check and see.
You see, honestly, I'm gonna keep it real with you. I've been just thinking about The Boys, like that new show on Netflix, because I just finished it. Man, that shit's crazy at the end.
Ain't it? Yeah.
Oh, but it's not on Netflix though, right? It's on Amazon.
Is that the one where the guys are going against the superheroes who are bad?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, The Boys.
I gotta watch that.
Yeah,
that came from a graphic novel. I got it.
Yeah.
Yep.
I got all of them. I think it was a cool ass graphic novel.
Yeah, that shit. That's some good shit. I highly recommend it. If anybody that hasn't seen it.
Yeah, out of all the gritty superhero like reality shows, I think this might be the best.
Yeah, exactly.
I gotta watch it, man.
You know what? I beg to differ. I like it, but it still ain't better than Titans to me. Titans is the shit. Though.
Nah, this is definitely better than Titans.
I love the graphic novels. Like literally, I probably have every one that came out.
It ain't fucking with Titans, bro. It ain't fucking with Titans. It's good. Don't get, but that's how good Titans is. Titans is so good that even as good as the Boys is the shit. It ain't fucking with Titans. There's just something there about the. I just did all this talk about all the dramatic and the emotional stuff. It's the acting. It's the acting and the emotional pull of that one episode with the dove. What was it? Was it the crane and the dove episode of Titans? Did you see that one, Neethles?
Yeah, I saw the whole thing. Titans isn't that great.
Oh, hey, bro, cut this motherfucker's mic off. Cut this mic off.
In front of the acting, the fuck?
Yeah, I know. I just talk about that shit.
Hey, bro, I think you're having another one of those like martial arts moments where like, no, this movie's the shit.
Oh yeah,
you're gonna go back to it. Oh, wait a minute.
I'm gonna invite you to that.
Nah,
to that show.
that's like when you watching something drunk and then you're like, oh, this movie was great. And then when you go back and see it sober, and you're like,
it's the show that people are so used to the DC shit being trash that they were just surprised that they had something decent.
Oh, that's horrible, man.
I think that's the truth. I'm not saying Titans is bad, but like it's not the revolutionary thing people say it is. I didn't like Dick Grayson at all.
I don't even like DC. I don't like them. I
like the villains of DC.
Yeah, the villains are.
I love the villains of DC, but I'm not overly keen on the only superheroes I'm keen on in DC universe is like Aquaman. Yeah. But the villains of DC, I love all the villains of DC.
CW shows are terrible, man. Like the Flash was okay at first, but man, everything became awful.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right. They suck.
So my mom, she's late on the scene and everything, and she was like, "Did you hear about the next Bond?" I was like, "Yeah." And she says, "A woman?" And I said, "Yeah." And I showed her the picture, and my mom was like, "Okay." So she's like, "Everybody's about to lose their shit about this, aren't they?"
Was that true, or I thought that was just
no, she's casted Lashana something. She's a British actress, but she's not going to be Bond. She's going to be somebody working in MI6, and I'm sitting here like, if she ain't Bond, why are they calling it a James Bond flick?
What happened is, James Bond's gonna be in the movie, but she took over for his number or something like that. So he's in the movie, but she took over his number at the agency.
007, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if she's hunting him or something like that.
I don't know, but all I know is my mom looked at me and she said, "People are going to lose their shit about this."
Elvis Elba should have been James Bond. That would have been amazing.
Yeah,
I was all about that.
Yeah, that definitely would have been a smart move. That'd have been a good move.
Yeah.
All right. So
I got y'all know my number at the agency?
What's that? What the hell's your number?
I was about to say 11:36 p.m.
Time to get the hell
no, man. Honestly, do y'all have anything else? Because I'm fumbling with my word.
No, that was a great show, man. Good show. Poor Dirt doing back-to-back shows, man. Crap is gonna have to talk to Crap and get him to move his shit to Thursdays, man. Tell me he need to move his shit to Thursdays, man.
Yeah, no, it's cool. Like, you asked me to be on there again. I was like, cool, of course, man. But we got to do our shit, man. Scrampunks, we got to do our shit. So,
we appreciate everybody sticking out with us. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. We got up to 30 tonight, man. That's our career high. Up to 30 tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Got up to 30 tonight.
Usually we are on here every Wednesday, usually 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to usually about 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But right now, Dirt's been on Crap's podcast, so we've been running about an hour behind.
Yeah, but we'll see what happens. Hey, thank y'all for joining us tonight. Heath Stevens, thanks for talking shit the whole show.
Big up to Heath.
Heath, my man Victor, Axel, Mr. Righteous Fish. Of course, my man, Mr. Righteous Fish, my favorite pony. So many guys. My boy Rulio, so many people in here. Oh, was it Opac? Lotus? Opac.
No, Opaque.
Opaque. I can't be worth the shit. Opaque Lotus. Fatal Charade,
Mario Sanon.
Yeah, I'm gonna thank all y'all for tuning in. Nithos, you got anything going up, man?
Man, just chilling. About to be making some more videos. Just gotta find some topics real quick.
Okay, man. You always do some of mine. You can say you're an Xbox guy. You can always do those videos.
Hey, bro. Shout out to your latest video, by the way.
Hey, man. I'm making this. Hey, listen, man. King's Blood. Y'all made fun of me. Say Dirt and like Z. Like this nigga got a Xbox guy video. I say, you know what? I'm gonna do a damn vlog about being an Xbox guy. So I'm gonna do serious in this shit. Yeah,
hey, bro, you went to your dog, man. My dog hates me. It's probably because I'm an Xbox guy.
Hey, man, my dog don't fuck with me. You hear me? He don't.
Hey, bro, you gotta like make a segment where you just check your Twitter DMs and like Kratos hits you upside the head.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I got a lot of ideas, man. It's players. But all right, man. Snow Bunny, what's going on with you, young lady? Besides, stuff. What is going on?
I'm probably gonna be uploading a video this week, but it's gonna be for my crafting half. Mm-hmm. I'm planning on uploading at least one gaming video at the end of every month showing what games I've acquired that month. Awesome. Until I get my capture card before I can start playing my games on the Switch so I can record the gameplay of it.
Okay. I like to see that.
Yeah, so I'm probably gonna be doing, because I already did one video showing my entire Switch collection. So I'm probably going to just at the end of every month probably upload a video showing if I acquire any games that month for the Switch.
All right. Hey, I look forward to that because I want to see if you can actually play games or you just be talking shit. It's no bunny.
Yeah, my actually I have a friend who he live streams every Wednesday from his Switch. Usually you can live stream and everything. It's just that you have to have the right setup, like a caption card and your computer set up, and you got to play it in docked mode, and you can record your gameplay. You can live stream your gameplay, everything. I have a couple games that's on my list that when I start live streaming, I want to play.
All right. Hey, my boy Rulio said, hey, see you next week for more Switch news. Oh shit. The Switch news needs to be a success, Mom.
Thank you.
I didn't sabotage it. Great.
Like I said, I usually just whatever news I pick up, because some people don't know. Like, I looked at the list of games coming out for the Switch, and I'm sitting here like, do you guys realize that they're putting Baldur's Gate on the Switch?
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
Damn. Hey man, Switch getting games. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
But yeah, I gotta admit that was a nice segment. The Swiss report. I gotta find some music for y'all. You know, Swiss report. Oh, yeah. Last but not least, you know, I gotta be honest, man. This is my homie, but he's been making it real difficult to do this.
Yes,
because you know, by me being an Xbox guy, making it real difficult.
No, we have broken it down, Dirt. He still loves Xbox. He just hates Game Pass with a passion.
Yeah, that makes it even worse, honestly. Game Pass is such a
you know what? I'll be honest with you. I actually don't care about Game Pass. I just don't like Phil. I'll put it to you. I ain't gonna lie.
That's pretty. You made that pretty obvious, buddy. Yeah. So, you got any early morning medicines coming up or anything like that, bro?
Actually, this is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to announce it here, which is good. I put out a lot of content, you know, just to let y'all know that, you know, MM2K, the man with the medicine, still around. But I want to highlight some more stuff. PNTS Network, HNDC, of course, the new Phil's back end channel. So what I'm going to start doing is every Thursday, I'm just going to reintroduce Scrampunks. You know what I mean? Meaning I'm going to have a video that does a quick summary of what we talked about, and then direct everybody over to here. Only because this is a fantastic show. Dirt stays up late to get Dirt controls everything. He gets everything rocking and rolling. And Bunny with the 80,000 podcast she's doing now with her Hollywood Square out there.
Oh Lord, let's not even talk about all that.
Neithel's making his pizzas. Like, we put a lot of, you know, effort in trying to put this together, and we appreciate y'all that show up for it. But I think the show deserves some more attention, so I'm going to do what I can to give it more attention. So Thursdays are going to be dedicated to just pointing, you know, a finger back to Scrampunk, saying, "Hey, guess what you may have missed? Check it out." So that's what I'm going to be doing.
Sounds great, man. Sounds great. Hey, y'all, check out my channel. Obviously, we're on my channel right now. If you get a chance, check out my latest video. Like I said a few minutes ago, I'm starting a vlog about being an Xbox guy.
Did you? Okay. Now, we got one question to ask. With August 1st tomorrow, we got to really work on getting to be able to stream for next week.
Yeah, we'll figure it out, you know.
Yeah, we got to get that done. So we might be running a smidge late next week, trying to work out, because we use Hangouts. So next week we might be a smidge late in coming on next week, guys. So don't be alarmed.
Sucks, man.
But we might just be a little we might be a little late with that.
Behind the curve,
yeah.
So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I mean, like, I was on Mooch in them show, Crap Show, and he said that they don't think, like Moose said, he don't think nothing gonna happen. But I don't know, man. It seems like something gonna happen. So we'll see tomorrow. Yeah, we'll see tomorrow. All right, y'all. Thank y'all for joining us. We out of here. Peace and love, my N-word.
Thanks for coming, everybody. Have a good evening.
Guys, nuts.